Behind me here is a bent oak, I believe. It's hard to know exactly how old it is. Probably not old enough, but interesting. I found it quite interesting that a couple of hundred years ago, Native Americans and maybe some early pioneers, they probably adopted the practice of taking a young oak sapling and bending it when it was young so it would grow into a large tree, and you use that as a marker, as a landmark for a trail or for a spring or for hunting grounds or hunting rights or just so many different meanings behind the bent oak tree. But it would be like maybe what we would think of today as a marker or a trail marker to indicate, or a survey marker of sorts. Just another fascinating example of how nature and history are completely intertwined with one another, and so fascinating to think about how the Native Americans and the early settlers, how they utilized the land and just the wealth of knowledge that they had about nature. Definitely worth the hike here. We had this beautiful lower cascade at Denny Falls, and then the actual waterfall up above. We'll walk a little closer to get a better view. Starting to feel the mist coming off the falls. Wow. We're on the Greeter Falls and Board Tree Falls loop. First, we're going to go to the upper falls of Greeter Falls, and then to the lower, and then hopefully on to Board Tree. All right, I'm gonna try to film this. It says not that the trail is closed when ice is present. It's because we've got I don't know, maybe a 150-foot drop off there over the cliff, so I guess it would be a little treacherous if there was ice. So we're making our way now to the upper falls of Greeter. This is one of my favorite waterfalls for sure. It's really beautiful. Careful as we go down this little cliff here. All right, here is Upper Greeter Falls. You can see we're at the top of the lower Greeter Falls. I guess we can count this as two waterfalls. Next, we're going to get down below this waterfall. I think it's maybe a 70, 80-foot waterfall. One reason I like Greeter Falls so much is because of this really cool spiral staircase. I guess there's really not another way to get down to the waterfall safely other than the spiral staircase. All right, let's go. There it is, Greeter Falls. There's actually a trail that you can take to go behind the waterfall. I think with this much water going, it would be hard to go back behind the waterfall without getting wet. You can see the mist kind of kicking up from the falls. Down these slippery steps here. Whew. Very slick. In the summertime, it's a wonderful swimming hole. There's usually not quite as much water flowing in the summer, so the water's pretty calm. Right now you can see there's quite a bit of water from the spring rains that we've had this past week. There's the trail going around to the back of the falls. We'll make our way around there as far as we can without getting too wet. Getting kind of cold. I can feel the mist from the fall. This is Board Tree Falls. I don't really think there's an official trail to get to the bottom. I think there's a trail that goes to the top of the falls, but kind of gives you a little side view of this beautiful waterfall. Waterfall number 8 for the day.